So we were discussing about AWS Cloud Front, and you already know what are the things, right? I have already
Mm.
shown you with respect to the architecture, how it works, what is edge location, what is content delivery network. So let's start. Let's make some points before we proceed into our practicals. So I want to tell you the proper definition. So it is a global CDN. What is CloudFront? It is a global CDN. So the CDN service which that AWS provide, it has named it as CloudFront. CloudFront. So it is a global. It is a global what? CDN. You know what CDN is, right? It is a global content distributed network service provided by AWS. I'm not writing provided by AWS because it's understood that it's provided by AWS. Okay, fine. Now, if we talk about this particular architecture, so if we talk about the main server, so this is the main server over here, right? So I told in the previous class that this particular server is also known as the source server, right?
Right.
Now, so not only EC2, so CloudFront can work with any number of different types of products that AWS provides. So it can integrate with, it can integrate itself with other AWS products, with other AWS products, other AWS products. Fine. What will be the purpose of using CloudFront? Okay, we have integrated, let's say, S3 bucket, or we have integrated EC2 with, CloudFront. What we are going to achieve with this? So with this, we are going to achieve, so developers and businessmen. So developers and business will have sorry here will have an easy way to distribute its content, will have an easy way to distribute its, and I have already told you about the latency term that we use quite frequently here, right? Low latency and high latency. So can you please tell me, if I am using CloudFront, will I get a high latency or I am supposed to get a low latency here? Can you please tell
Low
me that one?
latency.
Low latency, right? Okay, fine. Yeah. So now you can tell me developers and businesses will have an easy way to distribute its content with low latency. With low latency. Low latency also means what? High speed transfer,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Performance will be improved. Yeah.
Good performance. Okay, yeah, great. Good performance, great. So, okay, fine. Now we know that it reduces significant amount of time delay here, right? That means it gives low latency, right? And it gives the best possible, not only good, it gives the best possible performance. Let me write here. So it gives the best possible performance, best possible performance. That is why we recommend to use this one, right? Now, you request for something, it is delivered to you immediately, right? That is what the main aim is. And from where actually edge locations will get their data, they will get their data from what? Origin server, right? And this is the origin server, I told you, right?
Right.
This is the origin server. Now we already know that it is the CloudFront service of AWS is well optimized to work with other AWS cloud services, right? So what are those services? So we can configure this for S3 bucket. And so I'll just give you an example where we can use it, though we can use it with n number of services. So I'll just give you a brief example. So yes, definitely we can use it with S3 buckets, S3 buckets. And we have also seen while discussing about S3 about the static website hosting. Do you remember that? We hosted a website on S3,
Yes, yes.
right? Static website. Okay. We can use for that purpose also. So static website, great. Static website. If we have a static website, we can have it, right, for that purpose also. And then apart from that, we can use it with what, EC2, right? EC2, Elastic Cloud Compute, a number of things. EC2, you can configure this with load balancer, right? So a
Right.
number of different types of services you can integrate. Okay. And now the biggest question is that, okay, fine. Now you're telling that this works fine with, n number of different services that AWS provides. Fine. But the problem here is if someone asks you about, is it going to work? So how they're going to ask you is it going to work with, non AWS services? What if I have something at on premise and I want to configure CloudFront for that? Is it possible in real time or not? Right? If it is possible, then how is it possible? If it is not possible, then is it a good thing or a bad thing? Right? First of all, they will ask you whether it is possible or not possible,
Mhm.
right? Because we know that because the service is provided by AWS, it is definitely going to work with different AWS services. But what about non AWS origin services? Then we are going to get stuck, right, at that point of time, because we don't know the answer for that, right? So let me tell you, CloudFront seamlessly works with non AWS origin services. Okay, right?
Right, right.
Suppose we have a web server which we have kept in on premises setup. Yes, we can go there and configure it. It's like a hybrid type of configuration that you are having for your company. You have something, a mixture of on premise and few things you are going to use from cloud. Getting that, right?
Right.
So we can do that. We can achieve it. Definitely, we can achieve it. There is no doubt about it. So yes, let me write that point here. So AWS CloudFront, CloudFront, it also works with non-origin, non-AWS origin, non-AWS origin servers. That's it. Fine. Non-AWS origin servers. No. See, here it has three basic components when we talk about CloudFront. It has three basic components. What are those components? So those components here are, let me tell you. So CloudFront has almost around three main components. One by one, I'm going to tell you about that, and we are going to see that in practical also. The first one is, the first one here is, okay, distributions. Distributions. Then we have two more. I told you three main components. First is distribution. Next is origin. Next is origin. And the third one here is cache control. I told you, right? Cache control. The
Mhm.
number of hours that you want to control it in. So we have something as cache control. Fine. Three main components: origin, distribution, and cache control. Fine. We'll see this in practical what exactly how we are going to configure this. But if anyone asks you, oh, so what is distribution, right? So what you are going to say? See, we we were talking about the DNS, right? We are going to discuss it later also, right?
Yes.
So what you will hand over to the client? You will hand over a DNS, right?
Right.
And that DNS should belong to CloudFront service, no?
Correct. Huh.
That is what distribution, right?
Okay.
Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
We'll have a distribution domain name. Okay, we'll have a distribution domain name as far as CloudFront is concerned. We'll see that. Now, what is an origin? What is an origin? See, whenever you get a CloudFront distribution domain, right? That means whenever you create a distribution, when you're setting up this CloudFront, you must specify the domain name of the origin server first, na? From where it is going to pick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Without origin server, CloudFront is baseless, right? Yes, yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
So it can be EC2, it can be your S3 bucket, right? Depending on what type of service you are integrating with CloudFront. Coming to cache control. What is cache control? See, once we have requested and served, once we are requested and once we have just imagine that. Let me come here. Okay, fine. See, let's try to understand. You have requested for something and you are getting back the response from what? Edge location, right? You have requested, being a client, you have requested something from the origin server. You are, but let's say that is available in edge location. Okay, so your request comes to edge location and you get a response from edge location. Fine.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now the information that you have retrieved, right, for how many, what duration of time it remains in edge location, that particular object. Okay, so what is the expiration time, right, that you can control. Yes, understood.
Yes. Yes.
So by default, I told you, right, by default what is the time that they have given? By default expiration time, and what we keep
24.
is recommended is what? 24 hours. And you know the reason why this is so, right? 24 hours, right?
Right. Right.
Yes. So yeah, so this is about CloudFront. So you can please go ahead and take a snapshot of this if you want.
Yeah. I've taken.
This is, you have already taken
Yeah.
with complete diagram. So this is completely from examination point of view.
Yeah. I've
Okay,
taken.
taken, right. Okay. So let's jump to our AWS management console. Let's go to services. So first let's create an origin server. That's the first thing that we need to have, right? So let me go to S3. I'll make a S3 bucket here. We know all these things, so I am not going to explain it much. So any name you can give. So Sunny Leon, anything. So Sunny, okay, Sunny. I think this is existing or not. Okay, everything is fine. I'm going to unblock it here and scroll down. I acknowledge it. Okay, fine. I don't want versioning. Okay, that's fine. And tags and all advanced settings. No, I don't want all these things. Then I should create the bucket. Yeah, Sunny is a quite popular name, right? Okay. Sunny Leon. Okay, Sunny 10. Oh my god. Sunny 1. So I have created a bucket. No issue. Let me go here and upload something here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to add a file. Okay, so easy add I'm going to add. That's basically an image. Okay. See this, I'm just showing how we can configure this. You won't be able to experience it, the high latency and the low latency because our object is not that big, no?
Correct, correct.
Right. No issues. Standard is fine. And ACL is fine. Let me give read permissions everywhere. Read, read, read. Okay. Anything else here? It's fine. Okay. I'm going to upload it. Okay, 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 okay. It's getting uploaded. It's getting uploaded over here. And meanwhile, let's go to CloudFront. So where you will find CloudFront. So just scroll down here under networking and content delivery. You have this thing, right? CloudFront. Let's go in the CloudFront console. So here, are you able to see? This is how it looks. It has slightly changed. Uh, so create distribution, right? First component, right?
Right,
Okay. I'm going to create. Now see here, what it is going to say here is, you want a web or you want RTMP. What is RTMP? Do you know about RTMP? No.
no, no.
Real-time messaging protocol. Okay. So if we have something which streaming or something like that, right? So Adobe Flash Media Server used to provide support to this AWS, but you see here they have highlighted something here.
Hmm.
CloudFront is discontinuing support for RTMP, right? Distribution on December 31st, 2020. So why it is happening is that so Adobe was having this particular um, service they were providing, but now they are deprecating it. So if they are deprecating it, there is no question that AWS can carry forward it, right? Because AWS is dependent on what? This particular company, no?
Right.
Right. So we are happy with web architecture, right? So what it is
Hmm.
going to say, please have a look here. Speed up distribution of static and dynamic content, all these things, distribute media files that we know, right? Add update objects. Okay. So all those things it is going to say, I want to get started. Now what it is going to say here? So it is going to say, please select an origin domain name. What is my origin domain? What is my origin server? S3 bucket, na?
Right.
What is the URL of S3 bucket? Sunny1 is the bucket name. S3 is the
Hmm.
service. From where I'm taking that service? Amazon AWS.com, na? Right?
Right, right.
Okay. I'm not going to fill all these things, origin path and all. So let me skip all these things. I think this is optional. Yeah, this is optional. No issues. Don't worry about all those things. So um, let's scroll down here. So you see it's giving lot of control. It's giving lot of control here. So default pattern, anything, HTTP and HTTPS, get head, everything they are giving here. No need to go so deep into that. So what I'm more concerned about is, so we have something like Lambda function association. No, I'm not going to do that. See here. You can also have S3 logs enable. Okay, so whenever someone is accessing, the logs will get stored over there. A request is coming and going. Everything will be stored. You can select n number of controls, right? You are seeing here. But as of now, I don't have to configure so many details. So I'll just keep it as default. I'll keep everything as default. All right. So this is we have to take one SSL certificate for security. So I'm taking the default CloudFront certificate. So cloudfront.net. This will be what added to our domain, which gets generated. We'll see that. Basically, it will be appended. So everything looks fine here, and I'll just go through it once. I don't want to change anything as of now. I'm going to create distribution here. Let's see if everything is fine. It takes a while here to. Okay. You see here it says that it's in progress. Meanwhile, I think let's go to the S3 that we had. Still taking some time. You see the status, it says that it's in progress. Let it be. So meanwhile, let's go to our S3 just to confirm everything is fine there. So now I'm telling S3, but I should tell origin server. Okay. So object has been uploaded. Uploaded. Okay. Okay. Okay, boss. Okay. Let's wait for the status here. So this is the ID that they have generated for us, and this is the domain name. So I told you, right, the certificate that we took, this will be appended. Any domain name that will be appended in front of it, right? This joins us from what? The origin server. So cloudfront.net, no issues. So the status should be updated. Wait. Okay. So now we can see that the status has been changed to deployed. Okay, fine, boss. Now just copy this one. Come here, say paste, and we are going to get an error. Okay. And what is happening here? What is happening? Okay. So we can do one thing. I'll just, so Sunil, can you just share your screen once?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes, yes, sure.
Wait. Okay, no problem. Wait,
Yeah,
just a
yeah.
moment. I'll give you the,
Yes, yes.
go ahead and type it over here. You are getting the
Just a
same
moment.
error.
Yeah.
Okay. So do one thing. Do one thing, man. Okay. Uh, okay. Uh, just a moment. Just a moment. We are missing. Can you try it now? I have given the updated one. Copy paste that. We have given the
Yeah. I can access now.
right. What was missing? We have not given the object that we were trying to access. No, complete URL we have not given. No, in server we were, we are reaching to the server, but we are not telling that what we are going to access. Na,
Right, right.
right? What we want from the server we have to tell. Na, so that is object name as it is. You have to give. So in our case, what was the object name? easyed.jpeg, right? Now just try to change that. You will get again. You will get an error if you try to change some spelling mistake. If you do, you will get an error. If you change the extension, you will get an error because no such object is placed right in the origin server.
Correct, correct.
Getting the point,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right, right.
Now we can access this from anywhere. And you saw, right, how quickly the image has loaded,
Correct, correct.
right? You can access from anywhere across the globe. It is going to take the same time because now this particular file is available, like edge location has been enabled for each and every location across the globe, right? So request made from anywhere, they are able to access it very, very quickly. Now you can open new tab and try it. It will be even more faster. But here we won't be able to experience it. So you have
Yeah,
experience,
right.
right? It's more faster, right?
Yes, yes.
So that means you are not, requesting the origin server as of now. Now you are
Yeah,
requesting completely the response is coming from what edge location,
edge location.
right?
Correct, correct.
Okay, boss.